Good morning to all. How are you? Okay, fine. Then today I am going to 5th class in social science. 5th class. Then we discuss about the last class, River Valley Civilization. Okay, River Valley Civilization. The second chapter, River Valley Civilization. Then major 4 civilization in this unit. First one, Indus Valley Civilization or Harappan civilizations. Then next, Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilization and Chinese civilization. This is the previous class mentioned the previous class. Then what is Indus Valley civilization? Indus Valley civilization had existed in river bank of Indus and tributary rivers. Which are the 5 tributary rivers in Indus? Chellam, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj and Beas. These are the 5 tributary rivers. Okay. Then next, first excavation conducted in Harappa. Who led this excavation? Harappa, led by Dairam Sahini. Then second excavation in Mohenjo-daro, led by R.D. Banerjee. Okay, these are the main points of our last class, the previous class. Then today I am going to discuss about features of cities. Features of cities. Features of cities. Okay, Harappan cities was use of hard burned bricks. First one, hard burned bricks. Harappan cities was use of hard burned bricks. Then all buildings were built burned bricks. All buildings were built burned bricks. Then next, the cities of Harappa, Mohenjo-daro and Lothal had 2 parts. Harappan cities, then first part, west side of use administration. West side of use administration. Then east side of use common people. Then Harappan cities. So Harappa, Mohenjo-daro and Lothal are 2 parts of the administration. Then next, houses were built along the both side of planned street. Then some houses had only 1 rooms and others had more rooms. Then a courtyard, a well. Every houses had a toilet. These are the major features of these cities, Harappan cities. Then next, another point, drainage system. Drainage system was the another feature of Harappan cities. Then wastewater from houses, a lot of into the drain. Wastewater from the houses was let out the drains. Then these drains were connected to the main drains main drain of street, connected to the main drain of street. The drains were built with burnt bricks. The main features of burnt bricks. Okay. Then covered with the stone slab. Covered with the stone slab. Effectively drainage system existed in small towns and villages. Small towns and villages. Then another feature of the Mohenjo-daro, Great Bath. Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro then built entirely with burned bricks. Entirely with burned bricks. Then another features granary. Another features granary. Granary are significant evidence from Harappa. Granary, significant evidence from Harappa. Then there were big buildings with the facilities dry and store grains. Then the remains of wheat, barley, cotton, etc. then storage the granary. The evidence of rice cultivation existed in Ranganpur and Lothal. The villages were the major market for urban products. Okay. Look at the chart. Look at the chart. The features of cities. First one, Harappan cities was use of hard burnt bricks. Listen, note the point and write down the notebook. Harappan cities was the use of hard burnt bricks. All buildings were built of burnt bricks. All buildings of built of burnt bricks. That the cities Harappa, Mohenjo-daro and Lothal had two parts. Then first part, west side of part in use of administration. Then east side of part in use of common people. Then fourth point, houses were built along both sides of planned street. Some houses had only one room. Some houses had only one room and others had more rooms. Then a courtyard and a well. A courtyard, some places one room system, then some places more room systems. Every houses had a toilet. It's the important point. Every houses had a toilet. This is the Harappan cities. This is the point in Harappan cities. Nowadays, not a nowadays. Then early days. The drainage system was another feature. Then another feature, drainage system. Then waste water from the houses was let out in the drains. Waste water let out in the drains. These drains were connected to the main drain of the street. Connected with the main drain of the street. Then the drains were built of burnt bricks. Burned bricks and covered with stone slab. Built of burnt bricks and covered with stone slab. Then effective drainage system existed in the small towns and villages. Small towns and villages. Then next, Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro. Great Bath built entirely with built burned bricks. Entirely built burned bricks. This is the main features. Then granary features. Harappans were big buildings with the facility to dry and store grains. Granary means Dhanyapura. Evidence of rice cultivation existed Ranganpur and Lothal. Rice cultivation evidence Ranganpur. Then villages were the major market of the urban products. Major market of the urban products. The villages were the major market of the urban products. These are the granary features. The next one, agricultural features. Agricultural features. At that time, fertility soil or alluvial soil deposited by river Indus or Sindhu. Then farming was done by plowing. Farming was done by plowing the land. Then canals were constructed in irrigation. Canals were constructed for irrigations. Then next, animal husbandry also existed. Animal husbandry, canal system. Then next, they had ox, goat, pig and sheep. The agricultural progress led to the surplus production and storage of grains. Surplus production and storage of grains. The next, accurate weight and measures were used for exchanging the store product. Accurate weight and measures. The next, handicrafts and occupational groups. Handicrafts and occupational groups. We discuss the next part, handicrafts and occupational groups. Handicrafts and occupational groups. They use seal, clay, figures and ornaments. Then at that period, human beings use clay, seal, figures, ornaments. Then ornaments work were done on clapboards. Ornaments work were done on clapboards. Then animal figures were molded from clay. Then copper, bronze, gold were used to make ornaments. Then bangles were made from clay, bronze and tortoise shells. The artistic skill of the Harappans is reflected in the seals they made. The seals were made from clay and stone. The statue of the dancing girl found from Mohenjo-daro is also an example for their artistic skill. Okay, these are the handicrafts and occupational system. Then next, belief system. They worshipped mother gods. Such worship existed and connected with fertility soil. Worshipping, first one, worshipping the mother goddess. Such worship existed in the connecting with the fertility of the soil. They worshipped in Shiva. Shiva means Proto-Shiva. Proto-Shiva means male god. Then second one, male god. Then they also worshipped animals and trees. Then Harappan inhabitants, they also worshipped animals and trees. The great bath used for religious ceremony. Then at that period, great bath used for religious ceremony. Okay, these are the belief system in Harappan cities. Okay, listen. What are the features of Harappan cities? What are the features of Harappan cities? First one, Harappan cities was used of hard burnt bricks. Then next, all buildings were built with burnt bricks. Then cities Harappa, Mohenjo-daro and Lothal was two parts. Then first part, west part in use administration, then east part in use common people. Then some houses had only one room and others had more than rooms. Then one courtyard, one well, and every houses had a toilet. The drainage system, another point, drainage system, wastewater from the drainage system, wastewater from the houses was let out in the drains. These drains were connected to the main drain of the street. The drains were built of burnt bricks. Drains were built of burnt bricks. Okay, effective drainage system existed in small towns and villages. The next, main important, great bath. Look at the textbook. You can see the page number 27. You can see the page number 27. Great bath. Okay. Identify the great bath. Then drainage system of small towns. Then great bath built entirely burnt bricks. Then granary. Harappa were big building with facility dry and store grains. Evidence of rice cultivation existed in Alamgirpur and Lothal. Then agriculture, fertility. At that time, fertility soil was fertility. Then alluvial soil containing the Indus Valley civilization, bank of Indus Valley. Okay, farming was done by plowing. Then canals were constructed. Then another point, canals were constructed for irrigation. Canals were constructed for irrigation. The progress of agriculture. Then animal husbandry. So many animals. Then domestic animals. They use cow dung is the complete manner of the agriculture sector. Okay. Then the agriculture progress led to the surplus products and storage of grains. Then last one, accurate weights and measures were used for exchanging the stored products. These are the main points of the Harappan cities. Write down the main Harappan cities. Then next, we discuss the next part, fall of Harappan civilization. Fall of or decline of Harappan civilization. Okay, Harappan civilization began to decline by BC 1700. 1700 BC, Harappan civilization was declined or default. Then several views on the causes of its decline. Then first one, flood. So many reasons for the decline of Harappan civilization. Then first point, flood. Then second point, external invasion. external invention. External invention. And third point, deforestation. Deforestation was the major point of the decline of Harappan civilization. Then next, decline of agricultural sector. Decline of agricultural sector. Then next point, then last point, epidemics. Epidemics. Okay. Then listen, we discuss the next part, fall of Harappan civilization, decline of Harappan civilization. First one, so many reasons for the Harappan civilization. First one, floods. Second one, deforestation. Third one, decline of agricultural sector. Then fourth one, epidemics. Then important point, external invention. External invention. Okay. Then look at the textbook, look at the notebook. Write down some important questions. Question number 1. Very important question. First one, very important question. Write down fall of Harappan civilization. Major point of decline or fall of the Harappan civilization. Then next question. Write down major features of city. Major features of cities. Harappan cities features. Granary, agriculture, belief system, etc. and etc. Okay. Then fall of Harappan cities. Okay, clear? Harappan's Indus Valley civilization or Harappan civilization is over. Indus Valley civilization or Harappan civilization is over. What are the features of cities? So many major features. Then look at the chart. Then write down the notebook. Then granary. Then agriculture, belief and handicrafts, etc. and etc. Okay. Then we discuss about the Indus Valley civilization. Major subtopic. First one, town planning. Town planning. Then agriculture. Town planning, agriculture, craft and script, causes of decline. These are the main points of the Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization. The next part, Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization and Chinese civilization. After Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilization and Chinese civilization. Why the use of bronze tools? Bronze tools was the common features of all these civilizations. Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, Chinese civilization. Why the use of bronze tools was the common features of all these civilizations. Hence, this civilization is commonly known as Bronze Age civilization. Commonly known as Bronze Age civilizations. This civilization is known as Bronze Age civilization. Then next we discuss about the Egyptian civilization. Egyptian civilization. Listen. Egyptian civilization. Egyptian civilization. The king of Egypt were known as Pharaoh. King of Egypt was known as Pharaoh. Then practice of preserving the body of dead prevalent in Egypt. The crops preserved thus the called a mummy. Then Egyptian civilization, the major 2 points, Pharaoh and mummy. Then pyramids. Then next pyramids. Pyramids were tomb where the mummies were present. Okay. Then Egyptian civilization. Today I am going to end up with the class. Then Egyptian civilization we discuss about the next class. Then take your notebook, then write down some important questions. You can look at the page number 39. Look at the page number 39. Let us assess. Let us assess. Explain the features of life in Indus Valley civilization. Question number 2. Explain the features of life in the Indus Valley civilization. Then what were the features of Great Bath in Mohenjo-daro? And 2 questions. Great Bath in Mohenjo-daro. Okay. I am going to wind up the class. Then we discuss about the next class in Egyptian and Chinese civilization, etc. Today, sum up this class. Thank you.